last P of the day. So I guess when you whatever now you know that you're ready to be married. Okay, cool. Now you're married. I mean, the stats are not on your side anyways because over 50% of marriages end in divorce. But for the ones that don't, what makes marriages last so long? Does love last forever? I guess. Nafisa, what is it?
Okay, so I think love, right? The word love
Uh-huh.
is just, I don't know. So I think with marriage, it's mostly communication. Trust me, that's number one. If you're able
Mhm.
to understand your partner, you're able to, if you know, so I believe in the love language thing. I don't know if it's a thing that you've ever explored, but like it makes a lot of sense in the sense that you know what your partner wants, you know what you want, right? So you're able to
Is
coordinate in
that what
such a
love
way that
language
you're,
is?
yes, love
Okay, okay.
language.
Like okay.
Do
Skills,
you
do you
know
have
them?
love
Do you know the
language?
five? Do you
Now
know the
I've
five love language?
the five love language. No, actually, I was
Skills
going
does
to
not
ask.
have love
Please educate me.
languages.
I've heard this term multiple
Skills love
times, but
language is spag.
Skills
I'm
cannot love.
unfamiliar. Wait, now let's explain now.
So it's quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, um acts of service,
Is this for the guy
and
or for the girl?
both.
Both.
Ah,
So there's
okay.
usually a
We gonna get to
test.
it.
So there's usually a
Gifts is
test
the
you
last one.
take. Yeah, for me, actually, gifts is the last one for me. So there's usually a test. You can take an online test, and you know what your first love language is, your second, your third. Like based on that, then
Mhm.
your partner tells what theirs is, and then you kind of know what to do for them, just to improve like your relationship, like strengthen it, if that makes sense. Because someone might not be like a
Mm,
gift gift giver, but maybe
mm-hmm.
love to receive gifts, but they are just not like a gift giver. And
Uh-huh.
then it causes a lot of like issues because like you're like, well, why is he
Mhm.
not getting the
Okay,
gifts? But
can
like
I can I
he,
ask
that's one.
can I ask
Mm-hmm.
something just based on that example? Somebody is not a gift giver. Somebody else
Yeah.
loves to receive gifts. I mean, let's be honest, it's probably going to be the girl that loves to receive gifts, and the guy just is not like he doesn't just get. I'm saying now, why does the compromise have to be on the guy's side? I don't know if you see where I'm coming from. Why can't it be? Because if let's be honest, if you're not used to giving gifts, and this girl loves to receive gifts, when you then try and start giving gifts, you're probably going to be horrible at it. Like, I don't know what the fuck to buy this girl. You know what I'm saying? So why can't the compromise be,
Guy, that's a garbage excuse.
yeah,
No.
fuck
Because how
you?
you not know what to get for your
No,
girl,
you don't
bro?
know what to
I mean, you
fucking
don't
buy,
pay
bro.
attention to the things she likes.
Nigga, I don't give a damn about
Yeah, that's
attention.
a spelling excuse.
What do you mean
You
that's a
should pay
certain
attention to
So
the
that
girl
excuse?
means
now. Know
you
what
are
she
not
likes.
even.
No, but
So
no,
that
why does
means
the
you are
Guy,
not
that's
compromise
like
have to
putting
be on the
zero
girl's
effort
side?
at all.
It's not about
no.
zero
So
effort,
it
get,
could be.
or you guys not being realistic, fam.
I get what you're saying. It could be from both sides, right? It could even
Uh-huh.
be a guy that it could even be a guy that is the loves gifts, but the girl is not a gift giver, right?
That's
But what it
likely.
is, obviously, I mean, relationships are about compromise either way. So you are compromising or like
No,
either
but that's
ways,
the guy
right?
making the compromise, though, which is usually the trend. I'm just saying, why can't it be the other way around? You
Okay,
guys say,
cool. It can be the other way around. It goes
oh, okay.
both ways.
So
Yeah,
she she
it
she
doesn't.
should now suddenly be happy with not receiving gifts, and that's perfectly okay, in your opinion.
Uh, I don't know.
Okay, you see, and that's what I'm saying.
Wait, you're confusing me. Are you
Okay,
saying
let's use
you're
another
saying
example.
uh-huh?
Let's use the
Mm-hmm.
physical touch example, right?
Mm.
If girls just maybe like
Mhm.
they're hanging around the kitchen, they like all the like, oh, like little peck on the cheek, like, oh, love you, babe, stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I guess
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the physical touch kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think. Okay. Now, if a guy is not used to like that's just not his thing, you know what I'm saying? That could then cause some arguments. What I'm saying is, why does the compromise then have to be the guy must start doing that, as opposed to
Yes,
she
because
now gets used to not
no,
having that?
no, but that's the whole point. You're trying to strengthen your relationship, because
No, but why can't
while
she
he-
strengthen it by
okay, just
chilling?
no, while he is trying to, while he is trying to become more of a touchy-feely type of person, she is probably also trying to become a gift giver for him that loves gifts. I don't know if he gets.
Yeah, well, now you're adding another compromise. I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying.
No,
I get
it's
what you're
like
saying.
it's
I
like
do
a
get what you're
give
saying.
and take. It's like a give and take thing. It's like transactional. It's not like a one-way thing where one person is just like, me, I like this, then you keep doing. But there are other things that you like too that I'm not necessarily good at, but I give it to you. Do you get?
Do you know what? That's actually
So it now
a good
strengthens your
answer.
relationship.
Yeah, no, I do that. Yeah, no, yeah, that's facts. All right, that's a good answer. I feel that. It's still a no from me though. But like, do you know what? I that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
This guy, your problem too much, man.
Alright, Rose, since you were trying to waffle, what you said? What makes marriages last forever? I guess.
So I would say this: love actually is enough to sustain a relationship.
That's cap.
But then the thing is, relax first. The thing is, whenever we, a lot of times, whenever people emphasize about love, they just talk about the emotion, but they don't talk about love in its entirety. And I'm just going to pull up
Pastor
a scripture here.
Rose.
Yeah.
The guy is about to preach. What?
I knew it.
So like First Corinthians 4 verse 8 talks about how
Oh
love
no
is patient,
shit!
love is
Oh,
kind,
alright.
does not envy, does not boast,
You guys are
is not
rude.
proud,
Let him speak.
it does not dishonor others, is not easily angered. And like basically that's what love is all about. It's encompassing. It's not just the emotion. Love is about sacrifice, it's about compromise, it's about communication, it's about being able to meet each other halfway, it's about teamwork. There are so many things. I know. But a lot of the times we just reduce it to just the emotion, the feeling of love that, oh, you say you love somebody, is more in, it's not really much in the words, but it's more in the actions. Basically, that's how you show someone that you love them. I know. So love in its entirety is enough to sustain any relationship, basically. So it's just how much effort both parties are actually putting in to do so. And even with the whole love languages thing, I mean, if you love someone, you should be willing to compromise for them. You should be willing to make sacrifices for them.
Both
I
ways
know.
though. On both ways, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's both ways. It's not a single party thing. I mean, if your girlfriend loves acts of service, she loves volunteering. I mean, there's nothing that stops you from joining her whenever she goes for her volunteering programs or even organizing some.
Ain't nobody doing that.
And you can do whatever you want to do now. Well, the thing is, the summary of it is that love must be intentional, basically. So like you must be able to like put in that effort for your partner. You know that your partner loves this, so you do this. You know that they don't like this, so you avoid doing those things. I know. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Okay, Rose, I have a question for you. Though. Do you feel like I guess males and females experience love in different ways? It's like if they are both in a relationship now, like do you feel like it's going to be exactly the way you just said, like both compromises, blah blah blah, kind of stuff? Do you feel like the love, I guess, mentality is the same on both sides?
I mean, no, exactly. No, actually, because if it was, then that probably most people who start off in any fresh relationship, I mean, they might probably get married. I know. So a lot of people don't actually have the same intentions whenever they um come into a relationship, or they are not aware of certain things. And one of the good things that relationships do is they help people to learn over time. Love is not something that is just an immediate thing. Like over time, you learn how to love somebody else. So like basically that relationship, it provides you with an opportunity to actually learn more from this person, learn about this person, to love them more, to understand them more. But like a lot of people, it's either they don't have the intention to do that, that's why their relationships small, that's why their relationships spoil rather, or they might start off with good intentions and all, but eventually they might just feel like, oh, they are not keeping up. And a lot of people suffer from the fact that like their spouses hold back love from them. And definitely once your spouse holds back love on you, it will definitely affect the relationship. I mean, everybody, and just like I said, you should love your partner the way they want to be loved. And also you should love them how you feel
Okay,
you should love them as well.
I want to ask you one more question, Rose. So,
Yeah.
from what you just described now, love them the way they want to be loved, right? Now,
Mhm.
the vibe I'm getting here is if you feel like, oh, that's not how like I perceive and like give love. Like this person is different, but I'm going to do it based on how they want, right? That's you then compromising and basically changing. Do you feel like over time, saying like a 10 year span of relationship, you're different from when you first entered?
I mean, definitely, like people change.
Okay.
Like that's one of the things
So
about life. Life
yeah,
is
but
dynamic,
And that's
even
what
in
brings the whole
relationships.
love language thing.
all right, I guess.
Because
I
like
guess.
eventually, like you started off, okay, maybe you were doing certain things, or you didn't used to do certain things, but like over time, you realize that your spouse loves these things. And like, okay, I'm willing to compromise, I'm willing to put in the effort to be able to provide these things or do these things because my spouse loves them.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that one of the things that brings about the change is that the mindset is now your mindset then shifts from you thinking about this action and how, oh, this thing is not something I normally used to do, but because my spouse wants me to do it, to now doing it because your spouse loves it and you love them and you want your spouse to
Okay.
genuinely be happy.
Like
Mm.
I think there's still that thing of you can't then like you can't compromise too much because when you now overdo, you're not a different person that the one she fell in love with. They now come back and say, "Oh, this nigga is too soft."
So how would you go about it? Would you rather you two just wing it and like you're just doing your thing?
Okay, I
Like,
mean,
okay,
okay,
how would you
how
go
I
about it?
personally would go about it, me personally, I feel from my own personal observation, I could be wrong. From my own personal observation, when girls say they want one thing, they don't want that thing. They want the opposite, in my opinion.
But then at the
Okay.
same time, right? You're 100% on your own. I keep saying this, right? For me, I
Uh-huh.
want to be like 100%, and whoever is coming my way would just compliment me. It's not like I'm
Okay, see
expecting,
that's okay, that's the
like
right way to
let's
say
you
yeah, yeah,
know.
facts, facts,
So
facts,
I'm not
facts, facts,
expecting like I'm not
facts,
like going to be a 40 expecting 60 from him, or like
facts,
an
facts.
80 expecting the 20. Like, so whatever he's doing is just complimenting. So that's why I say the love language is like, oh, the gifts I could do without, but I love gifts, so he could do those. He could like gift me, right? The words of affirmation, he could
Mm,
tell me, oh, you're beautiful, you're that. He does not have to, but like he does that because he knows it makes me feel good. So the love
mm.
languages, I don't think they go as far as overstretching someone to the point that they're like,
Where they're now different.
yeah, exactly.
I
So
feel like
it's not
sometimes
that
they
deep.
do
I don't
though.
think. Okay, so which for how? Like in what
I don't know. I feel like
scenario?
they just, you know, in the situation where, okay, like words of affirmation, that's not something he
Mm-hmm.
naturally does. So he can do it in the
Yeah.
first year of the marriage. But let's be honest, this nigga gonna forget. He gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Are you
Guy,
talking
if you are
from a guy's
forgetting, then are you
perspective?
see, guy, I don't even
Are you
understand.
are you talking from? Are you saying guys? Like, I mean, you're kind of
Because
you're
how
baiting
do you
when I
say?
yourself out.
if
Just
you love
continue. So
someone,
you're
if you
saying
love
that
someone, you
guys.
must basically be intentional about them. You know the things that they like. you know the things that they want you to do. So how will you be
Being
forgetting?
intentional only
Unless you
goes so
don't
far
love,
because being
unless you
intentional,
don't love that person.
it's not about loving. Yeah, you can try your best, but if it's too much, I'm saying if it's overly out of your comfort zone, you are always going to revert back to your comfort zone. The same way, like Ciara now, her comfort zone is the streets and twerking on Instagram. That's what she's doing now, even with her husband. That's what I'm saying. You can't over stress. I'm sure when they got married, she was doing church mind. That's probably and that's facts. Yeah, I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying like you have to draw lines somewhere. You have to draw lines. Yeah, I'm saying. That's I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
that means in the first place, the person wasn't even right for her. That's a totally different. Like she should have
It's
found
somewhat
someone
similar
that's
though.
all about the streets as well. I don't know if you get me. So
I
in the
do, I
first
do,
place,
I
it
do, I do,
was
yeah.
all lies. It was all based. I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't marry someone that you don't have the same values. So now we're even back to square one because now we've moved to the marriage bit. In the first place, you shouldn't even have married him, right? So
Yeah. But I feel like for me though, for me in my mind, when I'm going to like if I'm in a long-term relationship with somebody, my own thing is if there are things I like in the relationship that she doesn't do, it's my decision to go forward in that relationship or not. I can't ask her to do anything for me. That is what I'm saying. Like the person I met is the person I'm expecting for a while. I know people change naturally, I get it. But like if she doesn't buy me gifts from the off, I'm not suddenly going to start expecting gifts 5 years into the marriage. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, that's
I
fair.
might
So we're
like
not
gifts,
saying
but I already have my
yeah.
mindset of okay, I'm going to that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Okay,
This
so
guy
for
is just
you,
lazy, bro.
that brings me back to yes, skills does not want to put in.
Guy
I
is
can tell he's
lazy.
he's not about
You
I
know,
think
you know that's you know exactly
So
what you
that's
just
what
said,
I'm saying,
Nafisa.
right? That's what
I've
I'm
said it
saying.
before.
I'm saying you're 100% skills. You have like you can buy yourself a gift. You can do all of those. So that person is just doing it to strengthen. Like it's not a thing of you cannot do without. All those stuff you can do with like without, right?
she can
So
do
it's
without the words of
they're just
affirmation too, though.
yes, exactly. She can do
Okay.
without the gifts. She can do without the okay. She can't do without the touchy. I don't know, but the physical touch is for me. So apparently, mine is physical touch. That's my number one.
All right. Okay.
Then
Apparently, how did you find that out?
I did the test. Physical
What's
touch.
that
Then
testing involve?
quality time. Oh my god! I
Yeah,
think
I'm messing with you.
so. Juicy. It's like
Yeah,
you
no,
can
I
do
feel no, you're
without.
making good points, though. To be fair, yeah, no,
You can kind yeah, you can actually do without, but then it's like it's just complementing to just make it a bit spicier than it is, just to keep it going. So it's not like you're just in a bland relationship.
all right, all right.
Yeah,
But anyway, I mean you can it's not everyone that believes in the whole love language thing, and some people decide to just either wing it or just try their best and do what they feel is right, like jiggers, and then I guess it works for them.